Hello, I don't know why it insists on making me go this way. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully this stream goes well. Yesterday we had some issues with the stream, so hopefully. Hello, I don't know why I have to get my sound off there. Hello. I'm hoping things are going to hold out tonight. The weather is starting to sound a little wild out there. I'm hoping the weather holds out and we don't have any disruptive streaming, but we'll see, because the thunder is happening and it poured down some rain earlier today, but it's really rumbling a lot and the temperature has dropped quite a bit. So I'm hoping it's going to be okay. I'm trying to see. It looks like my sound's off a bit again. I don't know why. I think there's a lot of issues around right now with internet and things happening. The first night we used this, all was good, and we weren't having those kind of issues. So hopefully it's going to out. Anyway, let me close this. I've shared where I need to share everywhere, I think. And yeah, we're up and running. We have some people out there watching. Susie's there. Please say hi. It helps very much. In case you didn't know, there, it just did it again. And we're back. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's a weird thing. That didn't happen the first night either. So I don't know what's happening recently that's making the program flip me sideways. That did happen on our other streaming service at one point. I couldn't get it to stop doing that. So I don't know. But anyway, in case you didn't know, when people go live, it's very, 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 very encouraging and helpful if people out there say hello and welcome the people who are live. Otherwise, we're used to this. We've been doing this since pretty much 2020, almost every single weekday. So we're pretty used to lives and how they go. But other people, and even we do, other people get a little insecure and wonder if people are actually watching, what's going on, if anyone's out there, if they're interested, if they're not. So it always helps, no matter who's streaming, if you say hi and welcome and introduce yourself a little bit. It also helps other people, kind of get to know one another. Let's see here. Norma is also here. Hello, Norma. Hello. Says I've been here, but was in a business meeting. That's okay. We just started. That's all right. Hope your business meeting went well or is going well. Anne, thank you for joining us. Tonight we have Mixed Up Thursday, and I had to keep checking. Is it really Thursday? It really is Thursday. I have no idea where this week has gone. I've been sorry. I have a little bit of a headache, probably partly due to the weather, but also partly due to stressed lately. And I can tell because it's right here. One of these jaw tension headaches. So it's starting from down here, it's hitting right about in here, and it's going up to here. So that's kind of like this stress jaw tension kind of headache. So that's my life right now, and I've been trying to drink plenty of. I took some pills. I took some vitamins. I tried to eat today. I had some breakfast, lunch, kind of in reverse order. I had spaghetti for the first thing today, and then I had cereal a little bit after that. So kind of had lunch and breakfast reversed, but that's what it is. See here, and this here says, what's mixed up about Thursday? All the beads. We've got mixed lots of everything. Got some artisan lampwork glass. We've got vintage check. We've got some metal beads. I sorted out some more of those pewties. Those I've got gemstones. I've got loose gemstones. I've got some metal. We've got lots of mixed stuff today. Mixed up stuff. Plus, I'm just mixed up on whatever it is. I don't know what day it is. I know it's Thursday only because I wrote that heading. That's the only reason I know it's Thursday. And since presentations at work and it's so hard when people don't react, I can see why it'd be much harder when you don't actually see anyone anymore. Yeah, we can't see you. It tells us a number. It says right now 10 people are watching. And that's, that's normal for just having started the live. And when you have 10 people that you know are watching you, supposedly, and it's like crickets, that's even sometimes worse. Like, sometimes I'm like, do I see the number of people watching? Because when you're talking and no one is saying anything, you're like, are they hearing me? Is the stream going okay? Am I talking to myself? Like, can they not hear? Can they not see? Do they know I'm live yet? Is the stream lagging? So there's all of that going on. And then you're like in the back of your mind, like, does everyone hate me now? Did I do something wrong? And no one wants to say anything. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Kimberly says, yes, it was really just a team happy hour where our team gets together to have a virtual hang session. Just left for dinner. Nice. Anne says, I'm so sorry about your shows are so miserable. Oh, and it's really been about 2 or 3 days that I've had this pain. It comes and it goes. It seems like when I'm sitting here, I don't know if it's this chair. I don't know if it's the way I position myself. I've been sitting at this desk for quite a while. I got all the lots ready in advance today. I'm not going to be writing prices and lot numbers as we go today. I got them all ready in advance. So I've been sitting here doing that, and I feel like sometimes it's just like, I don't know, but it has been like this most of the day, and I think partially or mostly weather related too. I also have been really hard on myself today because I've gotten not as much done. I've gotten a lot done, but I did not get the things done that I wanted to get done. I got things done. You ever have one of those days where you do feel like you accomplished a good bit? And I do. I cleaned up around here. I got some things organized, but I didn't get the things done that I kind of set out for myself to do. I didn't get as much shipping as I wanted to do done. I didn't get as much packing as I wanted to do done. I was going to go mow the lawn. I had to go over to Latrobe for an appointment. That's the town over from us. And somewhere in between when I got to Latrobe, and I was only there for like 20 minutes maybe. So sometime between then and coming back, it poured down in Ligonier. I missed the rain completely. I have no idea how, like, I was driving most of that time, on for 20 or 30 minutes, driving between towns most of that time. But from the point when I went in and then came back out and started driving back home, I could see rain, but never saw the rain. So I got home, and all my dreams of mowing were at that point ruined. It's very hard to mow wet grass. If you don't know, it clogs up the mower, it's lumpy and clumpy, and it's not good for the mower, I guess. That's what I'm told. So I did not get to mow. So that was a thing. I was hoping to have the lawn mowed. Andrew's coming back home. I don't know if he's going to be home tomorrow or Saturday. I think it's his last full day, and I think he's hitting the road tomorrow to come back home, but I haven't heard from him yet. But I'm pretty sure that's the plan. And I always like to try and make it nice when he gets home, that the yard looks nice-ish at least, and the house is all tidied up. But I feel like I fell behind that completely today, so I did not get that done. It's been raining the last 2 or 3 days. It really probably was too wet to mow today, but I was going to give it a try in the day, and but I had to run to that appointment, and it threw off everything. Did not get it done. So I'm going over that in my head. You didn't get this done. You didn't get that done. The checklist of things you didn't get done. And when you have a checklist of things get done, the things you actually accomplished, you kind of forget about. Like I did a lot today. I feel like I look around here and I did a lot, but I see that empty checklist or non-checked checklist. Anna says, I got my package today, William. It was really fun to unwrap. Oh, good, 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 good. Donna is here, says, hello, William. Hello, Susan. You're buffering really bad. Let go and back in. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing you on the AG Facebook page. I share there. I'm not going live from there. Wonder why it's not there. Am I there? Yeah, now. But I'm not going live from there. I have to go live personal account because of the way this is set up. I don't know if I can. I did actually edit. I paid for this today. So I was going to try and go from the Facebook page, but the payment wouldn't go through. I don't know why. I think it doesn't like Apple Pay. Do Apple Pay. I like to do Apple Pay because if there's an issue billing, it can kind of sometimes be a buffer and help. But I think they also take a cut of things. So some places it doesn't seem like it goes through all the time. So I used the same card on their website and it was fine. But that made me then run late, so I didn't actually get to stream it from the Facebook page. So I am just streaming from my page that I shared to the Allegory Gallery page, and I shared into the Design Challenges group. But starting tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be going live directly from the page that's set up. Donna says still buffering back. It must be the weather. The first day we did this, there was no buffering issues. And now the 2 bad weather days around here. I know somewhere close to us, the cell tower was knocked out, which shouldn't affect this. Let me go on cellular real quick. Now I'm back on cellular. Let's see if that helps at all with the buffering issue. I don't know if it will or not. I'm waiting to see. And it just flipped again. Now I'm back on cellular. Let's see if that helps at all. Let me know if it's any better. I'm trying to watch it on my screen too, but if it's not better, then that is probably on their network and they're probably having issues right now. Let's see here. Susie says, I saw power trucks from New York today here in Ligonier. Oh boy. Let's see here. Donna says, I was on my jewelry page. Let's see. So yeah. I don't know if it's any better, but there's nothing I can do about it if this doesn't make it any better. It should not be my network because my internet here is super duper fast here at the house. And I am getting very good service here, but it could be their network having some issues. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on, but we'll see if it gets any better throughout time. I paid for 1 month. They've got 1 month from me. We're going to keep trying this. And it says, we know how good it can be from Tuesday's show. Yeah, it can obviously be good. But then we had that horrible, horrible, horrible storm come through here that some people are just getting power back today. Some people have not gotten power back yet. So it was a really bad storm through here. And I'm sure it decimated some of the internet lines and all that good stuff. So, and it wasn't just here. There were a lot of things across the country. A lot of you saw that coming across the country. So till the infrastructure is up and running again, we'll see. But for now, we'll see how it goes. Let me know if this is any better. If it's not any better, I'm going to switch off cellular so I'm not spending my my cellular minutes. Donna says it is a little better though. But if it's not much better, I'm going to go back to Wi-Fi. Spend all that cellular data. I'm supposedly have unlimited, but it's not truly unlimited, is it? We know better. Yeah, so my day was busy and not, I mean, it was very productive. I shouldn't say it wasn't productive. I had a very productive day. And so I can't complain. I got a lot done. I got some things done that I've been trying to get done for a while. I did get some orders packed up, which was good. And I went out with the cats. I went out with the cats. I went outside, took the cats out. We hung out for a little bit, drank my mushroom coffee in the morning, and did some computer work, did some emailing. And that was it. That was really, I mean, that's a lot. It actually was a lot, but it doesn't feel like a lot. Some days you are like that, right? But how did you all do today? How was your day? Did you have a good Thursday? How's everyone feeling? Anna, you feeling any better? I did go and pick up my doxycycline to take, and I took my first pill for the tick that I had that was testing positive for Lyme disease. So I'm on a 2-week regimen of doxycycline. So my doctor was good enough to send that in, and I'm thankful for that. And I picked that up today. And that was another one of the errands I had to do. And yeah, I still have a pizza. That's what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I got 2 pizzas last night. I'm always used to getting 2 pizzas because together Andrew and I eat like 2 frozen pizzas, right? We usually have half of one and half of another, and we split them. And so I got 2 out of habit, thinking I was going to eat 2. I did not eat 2 pizzas last night. So I still have my truffle and mushroom and cheese pizza for tonight, which I'm excited for. And so that's going to be my dinner tonight. And yeah, that's what I did today. Donna says I got to play in the dirt and potted my herbs I bought last week, washed clothes, and paid some bills. Paid some bills too. Don't like that part of life, but it's necessary, right? Did have to do that. It's like every day, have to do that. We get like a bill a day, at least 1 bill a day. There's always something going through the account. It's just the way life is. I don't like that part. But hey, I guess that's what keeps things going, right? So yeah, that is that. I wish I had more interesting things to report, but I do not. So let me know how your day was. What are you all having for dinner? What's going on with all of you out there? Have you done anything? Have you made anything? I know some of you have been posting in the Design Challenge group. Suzanne, I don't know if she's here. I haven't seen her pop up yet. I know she posted a little bit in the Design Challenges group. I didn't realize it, but one of your posts was hanging out needing to be authorized. I thought we had authorized your posts already. So it was hanging out. So I posted that today. I was in there looking around. It doesn't always tell us when there are posts unless we go into the planner, into the professional dashboard or whatever it is that they call it nowadays, to look in there. Sometimes it says somebody needs to check on this post, but most of the time it doesn't. So we do miss them sometimes. But we try to authorize people after the first one to always be able to post. If you're one of our regulars, that helps to make things a little bit easier. But we are the only admins in the group. We don't have extra people that help us out. So sometimes that happens. Kim says, I noticed that. All good. Yeah, that happens. That definitely happens. I'm trying to stay hydrated. This is my 2nd bottle of water today. Let's see, is that Norma? Norma says, I'm having pizza right now, did laundry today, and started reading the book the berry pickers. What's the berry pickers about? I need to do laundry. I've been putting off doing laundry for about 3 days. I don't know why. All I gotta do is put it in the laundry or put it in the washing machine and put soap in and turn it on, right? And then when it's done, move it to the dryer. Usually I do that before bed. But for some reason, this week, I have just resisted doing that. And I don't know why. I think I'm just a little worn out. I was pushing really hard before Andrew left. He was doing, as you may have noticed, he was doing a lot of finishing up on his paintings. So I was handling a lot of doing the lives and all that stuff, as well as everything else. So he wasn't in a lot of the lives last week. And of course, this week I'm doing all of the lives, as well as everything else. And I'm a little worn out. I'm a little exhausted, I will say. I'm not afraid to admit I'm a little exhausted this week. And I think that's also why a little bit today didn't go as planned. I kind of, instead of doing all the things that I had on my list, I kind of came in the office and I was sorting things for shipping and packages and stuff in here. And I kind of just got into a little bit of organizing because I could do it sitting here and kind of just walking around the office and not doing too much. So I'm worn out. So I kind of, took it a little easy, which is not really easy because it was not easy work. And it was all stuff that needed to be done. I don't like to organize, in case no one knew that about me. But I don't like to do that kind of thing. It's not fun for me. I don't get joy out of it. Some people love to organize. Like Andrew's kind of like that. Like he can take things and sort things, and like he'll take a bowl or a big thing of beads that are all mixed up and he'll sort them out, and he loves to do that kind of thing. It's like puts him into flow state. For me, it is horrible. It makes me feel like I'm trapped. I don't know if you get the feeling like when you're like, it feels like you're tied up and you're trapped and you can't go anywhere and you have to finish this thing, but you have all of these other things in your brain that you're trying to think about doing. And it drives me insane. So, but I did it anyway because I needed to do it and I needed to get things done around here. And I had things sitting around that were like kind of in progress. And I was starting to get more and more things in progress that had not gotten finished. And all these things were starting to, filter through my brain and start to pile up in there, being like, oh, you didn't finish that yet, and you didn't finish that yet. And when you don't finish things, there's this, I forget what they call it, but it stays in here instead of you just being able to let it go, right? So you use all this brain power to try and keep track of all of these things, instead of just finishing them. And I'm a big procrastinator. I always have been. And so I've always had a lot of unfinished things. And I've realized that sometimes if I just finish them, it makes life a lot easier. It makes my brain a lot emptier. Instead of just thinking, oh, I need to do this. I'll do that with emails. I'll do that with messages. Oh, I need to email this person, right? I need to email this person. And then I'll think, oh, this person messaged me and I haven't gotten back to them, or they messaged me again and I got to check on this. And instead of just doing that thing, sitting down and typing out like a 2-minute email, I will keep it in my brain and it will swim around in there and it will take up space in there. And I don't know why I do that to myself. Anybody else like that? Maybe not. Maybe I'm the only one, but I have been like that my whole life. And I'm trying to break that cycle. I am trying to just sit down. Andrew is very good about it. And he talks about this. I know there are other people like me because he will sometimes be in meetings. He takes more meetings than me. And he will sometimes talk about, how people are like, well, we should do this and we should, and he's like on his phone doing it. Like, we should ask this person if we could have them do this. And he'll be like, I just messaged them and they're typing back right now. Like, I'm kind of one of those people, let's plan it all out and then let's do it at some future time. And Andrew's very much like, let's plan and do it at the same time. I don't know. I don't know why I don't act sometimes, but it's the procrastinator in me, and I need to get over that. Norma says the book is about an indigenous little girl from Nova Scotia who disappeared when her family was working berry picking in Maine. Our library has a book bingo where you follow a prompt for each square and you can be entered for a bookstore gift card when you get a filled out bingo card. My prompt is reading a book that has a character with your name. Not a lot of Norma books, but this is a good one. That's interesting. I was going to say, I don't know if I like the premise of the book, but I like the idea of that bingo card. That's pretty nice. My pottery teacher, speaking of bingo cards, my pottery teacher handed out bingo cards this year. And we were all supposed to make bingo cards and of things that we want to do in class. And if you get bingo by doing the things you want to do, she's going to give out little gifts. And that's super sweet. I took my bingo card home and I don't know where I put it. I started filling it out. Talk about not being able to plan, right? Not planning fully. I started the bingo card. I couldn't even finish the plan. Sometimes that happens. But my life is busy. It's a little bit busy. And pottery class, though it is an important thing to me because I'm trying to prioritize things I like to do, something for me. That's the one thing that I try and take each week and do for me. I'm not good at prioritizing myself. And so it would be that, of course, that would get put on the back shelf. But I'm trying to be better about all that. How about you all? Do you prioritize yourself or do you prioritize other things? I know a lot of y'all have families and that probably, I can't imagine trying to have, have kids. I think about that sometimes. Andrew and I, we have both talked about having kids, but at very different points. At first he wanted them and I did not. And now I'm coming more around to it. And he's like, I got my things to do. I got too much. So I don't know that we will ever do that. We have our fur babies and that's good. They are little costly little fur babies, but we love them. And but I don't know how some people do it. My brother has 3 kids, and he and his wife take a lot of time doing everything everywhere for the kids. 6 days out of the 7 days, they are usually split going to different towns for different sporting events that the kids are in. And then my mom also helps out as the grandparent watching the kids. So there's that too. And so I don't know how people prioritize. I'm like, I know a small business is probably a lot like having a child because you have to care for it, you have to nurture it, you have to be on it all the time. And sometimes it grows up and sometimes it doesn't as quickly as you would like. But yeah, I feel like I don't know how, I can't even imagine doing stuff like that. Susie's here. Hello, Susie. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, that's what's going on around here. I hope you're all doing well out there. Well, not a lot of people are chatting, so I'm going to flip the camera around and we're going to take a look at some stuff. We're going to do it early. All right, let's take a look. Okie dokie. Oh, let's see here. I would chat more, but I don't really have, I told you, my day has not been very newsworthy. Normally I have more that I can chat about, but my day has not been very newsworthy today. So I wish I had more to say. But we can start the show. That's okay. Make sure my ruler, let's get this coordinated. Let's get this down here. Let's get the penny. I know you all love the penny. Got to have the penny in there. All right. So the way this works, if you would like to purchase something tonight, we're going to show you a lot number. And they're going to be MU lots tonight. I just realized I still have my camera mirror. There we go. MU lots tonight. And I think I need to switch to the other camera. Let's do it this way. MU, MU1, and you take down that lot number, put it in an email. Usually in the subject line works well, subject line of an email, and send that email to info@allegorygallery.com. It is first come, first serve, so you probably want to send an email for everything you want. People do ask us that. Should I send one big email or multiple? And we usually say multiple is generally probably the best. Let's see here. Okay, get my email up and running. Let's get this going over here. Gotta get my computer set up. So MU1, these are some loose gemstones. We've got 2 of these available. These are beautiful high-grade petersite. And they are drilled across the top drilled. Beautiful petersite. And there are 2 of them available. They are $4 each. They are spectacular beads. Look how pretty. One is more blue and one is more of the rusty red. I think they would make a great earring pair, actually, even though they're not the same. I love asymmetrical. Still the same stone, coming from the same strand, but quite different. And these are 20.5 millimeters approximately by 15.5 millimeters. MU1, they look like bird eggs, says Anna. I know, right? They do kind of. But they have really good, this light isn't the best. Sometimes the cottage light is better for stuff like this, but they have really good, that kind of chatoyant effect, as the petersite sometimes does. You can see it there in the red. I love this red one. There's the blue on the back, or the front, whatever you want to call it. But we have 2 of them available. MU1, $4 each, 2 of them left. Petersite. Let's see here. I shuffled some things around as I was doing, and now I kind of made space in some places, but didn't make space in others. Let me get a space to put these as I finish with them. MU2 are the first set, or first variety of these pewty spacers. Y'all love the pewty spacers. I told you I had some of these daisy ones in gold, but they were all mixed up in the bag. So these are $3 for a whole tube, and there are 10 of these tubes available with these this style of daisy spacer. I think this is the smallest style we have. And these are approximately 4 millimeters. And there are 10 tubes available. MU2. MU2. Okay, let me get these all cleaned up. I dumped out more than I thought I did. MU2, get the whole tube. Hello, Suzanne. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing well. MU2, $3 per tube. $3 each, 10 of them available. Let me see. Okay. MU3 is another cutie. There are 8 of these available. We went from small to larger. So these are these kind of star ones in the gold color. And these ones are approximately 6.5 millimeters. And it is MU3. MU3, $3 a tube, 8 tubes available. These are from our store. If you missed the other day when we did these, I had misplaced the stuff in the store, and when Ren was here, if you remember when Ren came to visit us, they organized a lot of stuff, and these happened to be at the cottage, and they organized them into a different place. And the whole time I was thinking that they were cottage stock, and they were not. So I'm giving them here as an offer for you all, and then they will be going to back to the physical store. What does not sell. Now we have these ones. There's only 1 tube of these available, and they're these tiny little kind of flowers. I call them flowers. $3 for the tube. This is 4.5 millimeters. These are 4.5 millimeter spacers. They would look like that on the edges, of course. And MU4, $3, 1 tube only of these left. MU4. Oops. MU5. Come on. MU5 are these larger ones. They look like this. And these are approximately 8 millimeters. Like this on the edge. So you can use them between beads. And there are 3 tubes of these available. MU5. $3 a tube, 3 tubes available. All right, MU6. We have some beautiful moonstone. Moonstone MU6. These were $24 a strand. We're taking them down to 18 for you all tonight. I tried to give some good deals tonight. Some nice flash in these. This is a blue or rainbow moonstone. And these strands, there are 3 strands available, and the strands are 14-inch strands. Some nice flash, nice color in these. And they are approximately 6 millimeters. Well, 5.5. Yeah, 6. Between 5.5 and 6 millimeters. It's giving me a little bit different reading every time. But they are kind of, they're kind of like that hand cut It's not quite a rondelle. Sometimes I call them hand-cut heishi. But look how there's some. This one's, you can see some of the good flash in these. They do have nice flash. $18 only. MU6. 3 of them available. Now 2 of them available. Thank you so much. We've sold 1 of those so far. We've sold a few spacers too. Thank you so much. Oh, my and if you're just joining, everyone, we started a little early. I was a little quiet, but also I don't have a lot to say today. I didn't have a lot to talk about, and I have a pretty pretty deluxe headache going on right now. So I apologize if I'm a little bit less than, I don't know, what's the word, joyful or I don't know. I'm trying to be. I think I'm being I hope I'm still being pleasant, but I'm definitely having a hard time with my headache today. So the fact that people aren't chatty is quite all right, because we jumped kind of into the show a little earlier than usual. These are MU7. They're green aventurine, and they are microfaceted rounds. They were $15 a strand, doing them for $12 for you all tonight. And I know the video quality is also, some people were saying it was lagging too. I don't know if it still is or not, but I think with all the storms around the country, it's been a little bit difficult. So it might be difficult watching, I don't know. MU7. These are microfaceted rounds in green aventurine. They are about I'm going to say they're meant to be 2.5 millimeters. They're 2.3. They're almost like exactly, they are 2.3 millimeters. And these are, usually these are like 14-inch. Yeah, these are about 13 inches. 13 inches. Norma says, you're very pleasant, just a bit subdued. Good. I'm glad that I'm pleasant. Sometimes I feel like am I coming across as like that, you know, as mean or spiteful, or I'm like, how did that come across? Because I'm always worried about that. I always try and be, I'm always trying to be pleasant, but sometimes it doesn't always happen as easily. So I'm glad I'm pleasant, Norma. Thank you. And subdued, I will take that. I will definitely take that. So this is green aventurine, MU7, if you're interested in those. Microfaceted rounds, 2.3 millimeters, $12 a strand only. Okay. Donna says, you sound pleasant to me. Good. I'm trying not to be like, you know, when you have a headache and you're just in it to win it still, and that's what I'm trying to do here. MU8. This is a little kit that Andrew put together at one point, and I thought it was a really good price, but we made it a little bit better even. So this has 1 strand of these beautiful vintage crystals. Vintage crystals. And these are small. These are about 2.8, so about 3 millimeter vintage crystal rondelles. And that's a nice, pretty, 16-inch strand of those. And then you're getting these vintage freshwater pearls. So you get those. I think these vintage freshwater pearls, this strand, the whole kit is $20. That's worth it right there. Susanna says, you're sounding good, just quieter. Yeah, I can't, if I try and shout or talk as loudly as I sometimes do, it's I think it's going to hurt my head a lot. So sorry, I'm trying to not do that. And I don't know, there's also this thing on here. Where is it? Where is it? Does this make it any louder for you all? Did that make it louder? Let me know in the comments. Because there was this thing, there's this little there's this little microphone thing on here, and I don't quite understand what it is, but they never set it up to high. So I don't know if that pumps out more volume to you all or not. Kimmy says, I love a good mustard color, right? Me too. Then there's these vintage glass. These are vintage check beads. And these faceted rondelles, large size. These are, boom, 16.5. The pearls on here. Norma says, yes, louder. Okay. Is it too loud? No, Kimberly said just a smidge louder. Okay. Well, I just turned it up. I did turn it up to the full, but it was just a smidge away from full. These are about 5 millimeters. And then you get these vintage check. And this has sold. Thank you so much. These vintage check for the person getting it. These are 4.5 millimeters by 6. Well, that'll help make it louder, me not have to talk as loud. If it's too loud, let me know. I'm still getting used to this new system and all the things that are there and available to us through it. I wish I knew for sure that it was the weather, but because we've only used this for 3 days, and the first day was so magically nice, apparently. The quality was good, the sound was good. And then the next 2 days have not been, but it's also been raining and storming. So I'm hoping that it all evens out. Kimberly's driving and can't send emails. Oh no. I get it. It's all right. It's all right. MU9. $18 is this Lily Studios pendant. This is a real flower pressed in glass, done with a soft solder. Super beautiful. I love these. They're $18 in the store. I'm not coming down from that because these are honestly well worth that. We did used to have some people who kind of collected these, and we had them in our Etsy shop, and they used to fly out of the Etsy shop. But we have this one left, one of these available. This is 25.5 millimeters with the bail 29. Kimberly says, thank you to whoever claimed that last one, saved me. Nice. Lily Studios pendant, $18. We haven't raised those prices at all. That's what they used to be way back. We've had this for a while. This is probably vintage at this point, for sure, actually. I don't know if they're still making those or not. I don't know, to be 100% honest. Suzanne says, if you're feeling bad, you can end early. We'd understand. It's okay. We'll see. We'll see. I prepared all these in advance, so I didn't have to do that thinking work after, or like during the show, like I normally do, pricing and all that right as we're going along. So it's kind of easy. I just have to show you the stuff. I may speed up a little bit, but I think I'll do okay. We have one strand of this left. These are these copper spacers, these beautiful faceted copper spacers. One strand left of these. This is an 8-inch strand, MU10. I brought the price from $14 each, just down to $10 for you all for this last one. These are about 3.5 millimeters by about 4.5. No, by about 3. Yeah, 3.5 by 3.5. Little squares, and then let's see, this way they are about 3. So there are about 3 all around, 3 millimeters. And these are copper. And if I remember correctly, yes, these are quite, I wish I could show you easier. I don't know if you can see that. See how the hole is on those? I don't think I can get in here with the calipers to see how big the hole size is. Let me see if I can or not. No, it keeps popping out because that string is so thick. But the hole is almost the entire size. Let me try this one. Nope. The hole is almost the entire size of the space. So there's like, you can see, nice big hole, and that's a thick string going through. So MU10, one of those left, $10 for the strand. Let's see here. MU, where am I? 11. MU11. These were 14. Again, I've got one strand left, so I'm bringing it down to $12 for you all. And this is Red Aventurine hand-carved leaf beads. These are super cute. These are 16, it's a 16 millimeter vintage strand, hand-carved leaf beads in Red Aventurine. Susan says, hello, AG Bead family. I fell asleep and just woke up. I'm telling you, I sat down at one point today on the couch to eat my lunch, and Gertie climbed up on me, and I almost fell asleep. But it was right after I took my antibiotic today for that tick, and they warn you not to. I never knew this, but you're not supposed to lay down after taking an antibiotic because I guess it can cause throat issues, maybe like acid reflux or something. So I forced myself not to lay down. It's probably a good thing, but I could have used a lie down myself today. These are about 8 millimeters by 12, and MU11 is beautiful, leafy, hand-carved red aventurine beads. Oops. Come on. MU12. MU12 is another one of these that I found around. These are these glitter balls from our friend Ava, Ava Motherwell. These are the Italian poly, calls them Italian polyester glitter balls. This one is in Siam confetti, she calls this. Glitter round, 12 millimeter, 10 beads, $9.50. Beautiful. Look at those. Stunning, beautiful glitter balls. And they are, I always test just to make sure, but yeah, 12 millimeters, $9.50. We always use her price. Don't want to undercut Ava. And that's what we have to sell them at anyway. $9.50 each. One strand available. And that strand, no, I'm sorry, the 11 has sold. That's the Red Aventurine leaves. Thank you so much. All right. MU13. This is a luxurious strand of smoky quartz. It's a vintage strand. Beautiful quality smoky quartz. MU12 has just sold. Thank you so much. I don't know if you can hear that thunder outside. It's thundering again. This is very good quality smoky quartz. Very nice transparency. Not a lot of inclusions in there. High, nice smoky quartz. But because it's smoky quartz, it's only $20 for the strand. If it were another gemstone of that quality, it could be a lot higher. Smoky quartz don't seem to be able to charge kind of that premium that you can with some other ones. Anna says, I got these in other colors. Did I get the cyan? Yes, you did, Anna. Yes, you did. These smoky quartz are 6 millimeter faceted rounds. One strand left, vintage strand, 16-inch strand, $20 only, down from $24. Beautiful quality. MU13. MU14. I know some of y'all have seen these before. Some of y'all have these, but we've only got 5 left. And I'm like, let's see if we can sell these last 5. MU14 are these dyed bone butterfly beads. So these are bone that has been dyed with this blue, and these are beautiful butterfly beads. They are approximately 25 and a half millimeters by about 5 thick, and there are 5 of these left. $1.25 each, super good price. You can make nice earrings out of those. They're super light because they are bone, and they're a dyed bone butterfly bead. 5 of them available, $1.25 each. MU14. Kimberly says, love those. Aren't they nice? I love them too. I've not made earrings with them for the store, so if they don't sell, that's probably what's going to happen. I'll make an earring and pendant set or something like that for the store. Maybe 2 earrings and a pendant, or maybe 3 necklaces and a pair of earrings, because they really just need to be displayed. I think they would sell well even in the store. We're starting to get more people in there, which is nice. MU15, this is vintage check glass. $6 for the strand in this silver and clear with a metallic AB. And these are approximately 5.6 by 6 point, let's see here again. They're about 6. They're about 6 by 6. Yeah. They're a little bit, I feel like, longer than they are wide, but kind of a, you know how check glass, sometimes the vintage check glass, they call them faceted rounds. They're not always round, but they're very close. MU15, $6. This is a 6-inch strand, vintage check glass. 1 strand available. We've sold 4 of the 5 bone butterflies. So that leaves me with 1 left to do something with, unless somebody's going to grab MU14. We've got 1 left. Somebody. Does somebody want a bone butterfly? All right. This is another vintage check strand. These are super awesome. This is a long strand. This is a 12-inch strand. It was $16. I brought it all the way down to 12 for you all. And these are kind of these swirly shell vintage check glass. They've got a metallic AB kind of on one side. It's not really AB. It's kind of a blue, light blue yellow kind of look. And then the blue glass, plain glass on the other side. So very cute. I could see some really cute earrings being made out of these, or a bracelet like that. And I think that would be a really cool, put some spacers in there. You know, I think that could be just nice on its own, a cute style bracelet. Kimberly says, got an email out while I was stopped. Nice. I saw that. I'm like, you are not emailing and driving at the same time. But I wasn't going to call you out on it. It's not my job, but I did see that. I noticed it. That was my first thought. I'm like, I hope you were stopped, or maybe you're home. I'm always looking out for our people. MU16, this one has just sold. Thank you so much. Oh, let me give you the size. They are 13 millimeter. Little shells, swirly shells, or cinnamon buns. One of the 2. Blue cinnamon buns. Smurfs made the cinnamon buns this year. Maybe. Why not? MU17 is a vintage check strand in hearts. And this has that, these are the matte glass with that AB finish on them. And this is a, well, usually it's more than 8. That's a 9-inch strand. 9-inch strand of these hearts. approximately 10 millimeter hearts in vintage check glass. 1 strand available, $8. And it says, oh, I want cinnamon buns now. Suzanne says, cinnamon is a cinnamon bun. Yep. Yep, a little cinnamon. Barnaby and Cinnamon haven't talked lately. Need to get some correspondence going again. He's been busy in his man cave lately. I think he's feeling the heat a little bit, so he's been staying in the basement more often. Because it's been getting hot. Today was really warm here. I didn't mention that. It was a little obscene, to be honest, for spring. I'm gonna say I had to wear shorts today, and you know I don't put on shorts easily. I'm not one of those people that like love to wear shorts. This is beautiful yellow and gold vintage check glass, 8-inch strand. There are 2 of these available. They are $6 each. We sold some yellow ones the other day and people liked them, so I found I think these are a little smaller if I remember correctly, but we were up to 83 today. That's too much. That is too much, y'all. 83, too much. MU17 has sold the hearts. Thank you so much. This is MU18, $6 a strand. 2 strands available. Oh, I didn't give you the size, I don't think. Kimberly says, I refuse shorts. I know, I'm not. I remember when these are about 5.5 millimeters. I remember when I was a kid, we sold the last blue bone, the blue butterfly. Thank you so much. And when I was a kid, I used to beg my mom to wear shorts to school. Like, she was one that she did not allow us generally to wear shorts to school. And I hated it when I was a kid because we always ran around in shorts when I was a kid. But then I got vitiligo, and I don't go out in the sun generally without having to put on now a ton of sunscreen. And it's just, sometimes it doesn't feel good to like lather up in sunscreen before you leave the house. So wearing shorts is not a preferential thing for me generally. Kimberly says, I'm one that will wear jeans in 100-degree weather. I'm kind of like that too. But today, I had appointments to go to, like I said, and this is very beautiful pink glass. This is vintage German glass, 20 beads on the strand from our friend Ava, $6 for the strand. I had appointments today, and I had to leave, and I put shorts on because I knew that I would be sweating profusely by the time I got there. These are about 7.5 millimeters. And because it takes my body a while, 6-inch strand, it takes my body a while to adjust to temperature changes. Like when it goes from cold like winter into this hot weather, it takes my body a while. And I knew that if I walked around in jeans today, I was going to be a sweaty mess. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to put on the shorts, put on the sunscreen, and I did. And thankfully it rained and things cooled down a little bit today. But at one point earlier today, it was very, very hot. Susie's been wearing shorts for over a month. I will wear shorts in the house, but when I go out, rarely. I usually put on jeans. Susan says, I don't do shorts either. It's just a hard no. And when I was a kid, like I said, I used to wear shorts all the time outside because I also tanned. But I would beg my mom to wear shorts. And I remember this one time, I don't know how it happened, but I think it was for gym class. I took shorts to school for gym class. I'm pretty sure I only wore them for gym class. I hope. Because I accidentally took shorts that were like shorty shorts to school, and I changed into them. I think it was for gym class, And all the kids, of course, were like, "What are you wearing?" And that's the only clothes I had for gym class. And so I had to wear them. And it was so embarrassing. And I think after that, I never asked to wear shorts again. I don't think my mom knew that I had taken those shorts because I don't think she would have let me take those shorts. But I did it anyway. And I ended up taking the shorts that were like super shorty shorts, probably shorts from when I was younger. And so this was still in elementary school, but they were probably shorts from when I was like. Of course, the style back then was kind of shorty. I mean, this was the '80s, but it was not what you expected to wear in gym class. And I still remember. I'm like, was that a dream? Was that like a nightmare that I had about going to school in my shorty shorts? But I think unfortunately it actually happened. I'm pretty sure. Kimberly said, I had some skin cancer removed from my shin area in October, so now I won't even wear a dress. I can understand. These are lampwork glass swirly beads, 17 millimeters approximately. They were 25 for the set of 5. They are now 20 for the set of 5. They went from $5 each down to $4 each. Can't do any better than that on these because I will sell these. These will sell pretty easily for $4 each, or even $5 each in the online store or the physical store. It'd take longer in the physical store possibly, but you know what I mean. But MU20, $20 for the whole set. Those of you've noticed I'm doing more yellows and oranges tonight. I did the gold spacers, I did some yellow check glass, some of the red adventurine, which is really orange. That one little kit that Andrew did, which is an orangey kind of mustardy color. MU21. These are so pretty. I really reduced the price for you all on these. These are lampwork glass beads in this beautiful purple. They're like these little beehive beads. There are 6 beads on the strand. Went from $24 down to $18. I can't hold that price for long. So hopefully somebody will grab these tonight if you want them. But this is a strand of artisan artisan lampwork glass. These are 12.5 millimeters approximately by 13 millimeters. MU20, that lot of the swirly beads has just sold. Thank you so much. This is MU21, artisan lampwork, beautiful purple. Oh, I love it. That would go great with some amethyst. I think this would look really pretty even with the things we're doing tonight. Like, for example, those orangey colors. Like, that's beautiful, I think, together. I don't know if you all like that, but I think it's really nice together. So, I love orange and purple together. MU21, $18. I don't usually plan, like, coordinating things like that when I do these shows. MU21 just sold. Thank you so much. I don't usually plan that, but I think sometimes my brain does pick out things that coordinate. Now this is Amazonite. This is old Amazonite. I don't know how old. I can't say for sure that it's what's the word? My brain hurts today. Ancient. That's the word. I can't say for sure that it's ancient, but it was marked old Amazonite. These were $15 for the strand. We normally, we talked about this one strand once before. That's pretty much was our price. And so we can't really go much below that. But these are old, hand kind of done Amazonite. Suzanne says ancient. Thank you. Yes, that's the word. But these are old. They're older generally than vintage. They're older generally than what you consider antique. I don't know what people consider ancient or what that definition of ancient is. Normally we think about, usually ancient is at least, 5, 6, 7, 800 years when we consider something ancient. But yeah, these are Amazonite, really pretty, hand kind of done, hand lapidary work, not machined. These are about 9.5 millimeters by about 23. That's MU22, and that has sold. Thank you so much. 21 tried to sell again. I'm sorry, it's already sold. I only have the one, but thank you. Thank you for trying. If you'd like to know if you got something or not, I'll never say unless you ask me. We don't tell people's business. But if you want to know if you got something, you can ask me in the comments and I'll let you know. We did these in the orangey red color the other day. And by the other day, I think it was like a month ago. And I found these ones that are a kind of purpley, they're kind of a brown purpley color. I'm going to see that. And these are the vintage check beads. These are the large pinch beads. And we have 5 strands of this color available. They're 4-inch strands. If you got some of the red orangey ones, you might want these to complement them. Just to have, collect them all, right? But I love these, and I think they're super fun. It's a nice shape. It's an interesting shape. And with these dots, if you make them into like earrings or something that'll spin, those dots will give you that extra bit of kind of design or play with light. And they also are cool on as a bracelet. You would need more than one strand if you wanted a whole bracelet of them, but just to add a few in a bracelet is kind of cool too. You can see the look on that. So MU23, they are $8 each, 5 strands only available. Once those are gone, I don't know if we'll ever see that style or that color pattern style again. We have them in the orangey ones. Like I said, we did those. We showed those a few, like maybe a month ago, at least 3 weeks ago, I think. And those are the kind of corresponding ones that we have. Now these are high-end chrysoprase. High-end chrysoprase loose gemstones. They have small holes. This was from a fancy strand. Very fancy strand. $4.50 per stone. 3 of them available. Very high-end gemmy chrysoprase. These 2 are kind of a little bit lighter, and then this one is a little bit darker. I don't know if you can see that there. Maybe that's better. How you can see. This one's a little darker green. These are a little bit lighter green. MU24, $4.50 each. Well worth it. That was from a really high-end gemmy strand that we cut apart. 3 of them available. Once those are gone, that's gone. No more of those. Unless Andrew has another strand, which I wouldn't put past him sometimes. Sometimes I don't even get the whole strand when you do these, right? He cuts a few of them off. This is MU25. This is gorgeous, gorgeous Amazonite. It's lusciously blue. Beautiful Amazonite faceted rounds, micro faceted rounds. They were 18 a strand, dropping them to 16 for you all. 3 strands only. Look at that color in the Amazonite. Beautiful Amazonite beads. And these are 2.3 millimeters. Suzanne's got to go. Hubs is home from the festival. Good night, all. Good night, Suzanne. Thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. 2.3 millimeters, Amazonite, and these strands are approximately 13 to 14 inch strands. These are always generally 13 to 14 inch strands. Look at that color. Oh, that's some high quality. They used the high quality stuff and turned it into these little beads. That's some gemmy stuff right there. Gemmy part of the Amazonite, MU25, $16, 3 of them available. MU26. MU26 are, oh, let me make sure. I think one of these is loose. One of these got loose. Maybe they're all loose. These beautiful garnets. These are these diamond-shaped garnets, and they're that beautiful purpley berry color. A little bit of purple in that with that red. They're not that red. They're kind of like the big stones. If you got the big stones we had last night, we had the big pebbles. These would go really well with those because they're kind of the same coloring, just in a smaller, more transparent form, like a thinner form. But they're that purpley berry color garnet. These were 18 a strand. I'm bringing them down to 14 a strand for you all tonight. These are about 15-inch strands. 15-inch strands, $14 each. 4 of them available. Beautiful color. Luscious berry. Whoa, dropped my bag. Luscious berry color. I always like garnets because they're always a little bit heavy. They always are heavier. They've got that metal content. Well, that didn't help. Whoa. They all came undone, and I don't want them to fall off the ends of their strings. There we go. MU26, $14 a strand, 4 strands available. Gorgeous garnet. MU27. These are super duper nice. These are some nice beads. Amethyst. MU27. These were $38 a strand. I brought them down to $32 for y'all tonight. Look at the quality of this amethyst. Look at that color. It is luscious. And clarity on these is really nice too for as big as they are. You don't see a ton of inclusions in there. And there are 2 strands available of these. These are vintage strands of amethyst. They are 16-inch strands, and they are about 12 millimeters, 11.5. Yeah, about, I'm going to say 12 millimeter faceted rounds. Donna says, wowzers, that amethyst is stunning. It is. And it's only 32 a strand. 38 is probably actually a really kind of old price. This is really nice grade amethyst. So there you go. Get a deal tonight. Get a deal tonight if you want it. MU27, $32 a strand. 2 strands only remaining. I think we only had 2 strands of those. Like I said, those are, they're considered dark amethyst, 12 millimeter, 15 inch. They're actually 16-inch strands. Beautiful. Kimberly says those are amazing. They really are. And that's really an amazing price for that quality too. I will say, I will toot my own horn on that price, because for that quality, those should be probably close to double that price, to be honest, nowadays. All right. These are Amazonite. They are $2 each. They are a very green Amazonite. $2 each. And they're kind of like a star pattern cut. They've got, I don't know if you can see, it's hard for me to hold them and show you because they are tiny. But they've got a facet in the middle, but then they're faceted on all of the edges, and they kind of look like a little star. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it's better when I don't hold the light right on them. I don't know. There you can kind of see it there, I think. But these are really nice little Amazonite beads. They're drilled through. They're not top drilled or anything. They're drilled right through. And I have 19 of them, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, 19 of them. And they're super cute. They're really high quality. They're only $2 a bead. And I think they would be amazing either if you took a bunch of them and made a bracelet with them. That would be like a high-end luxe bracelet. Maybe put some gold in between there. But look, it would be so beautiful. Maybe some pearls in between. Add some pearls to that. Like, I think those with some pearls would be very, very luxe. MU28, they're $2 each, 19 of them available. And the size on them, I keep talking about it but not showing you. The size on them is about 9 millimeters by 3. 9 by 3 millimeters. MU28. Amazonite. The green Amazonite. MU29, for those of you who like the lamp work, I reduced this price a lot. This was our last good price, was $16. I brought it down even further to $14. I don't know. That's definitely not the starting out price. We believe this is a fine silver foil or fine silver mesh in there. We can't 100% say so, but Andrew believes it's a fine silver mesh in there. So that would make this very expensive. But, you know, it's one very pretty lampwork glass bead. And I want to show you the next ones, because MU30, I think, could go with it very well. So this is $14 for that one. This is $8 for the pair. For the pair of these. So for $22, you could have a beautiful set of these coordinating lampwork glass pieces. And I think that is an exceptional deal. $22 to have a coordinating set like that is really just stunning. So again, $14 on this one and $8 for the pair on those. And this one is 21 millimeters by 23.7. And these ones are approximately 15.5 by 13.7. We have sold both of those. Thank you so much. I had a feeling at those prices, those were going to go tonight. Because Norma says, okay, you got me. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that was a really good deal. I gave you a really good deal, and I'm glad you took it because I know it's gonna go to a good place. If Norma got it, it's going to a good place. This is a beautiful strand of this dyed shell, and this was $22 for the strand originally. It's a vintage strand. It's really pretty in its color. Very nice shells. And I dropped it down to $16 tonight. But I love this. This looks like the Peter site. So where do I have? The very first lot tonight was the Peter site. MU1. And I want to show you how well this goes with that Peter site. Look at that. Did that not just look like Peter site? Beautiful all around, very well coordinated if you wanted to use those two together. So MU31, this was MU1 for the Peter site beads. If you missed those today, that was those. They're $4 each, 2 of them available. MU31, this strand is, let me see how long this strand is. This is a 14-inch strand of the shell, MU31. Okay, let's see. Let me put these away. And put this one back. MU31. Oh, I didn't give you the size on these. Size on these are about 11.5 by 11.5, approximately. Just look at that, though. Look, it looks like blue tiger eye. The dyeing on these is so pretty. Like, you've got some blue tiger eye or some of that, like I said, that blue Peter site. These would go amazingly well. $16 for the strand, 1 strand available. MU32. Sorry, my numbers skipped here. It's like I'm not on 35 yet. MU32. For those of you who like vintage Czech glass, I've got these root beer vintage Czech cylinders. Column cylinders. I don't know. These are about, this is an 8-inch strand. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 beads on the strand. Each bead is about 8 millimeters by 20.5. And they're just beautiful vintage Czech beads. Really, this price should have been $10 originally, down to $8. But we did these once at $8, so I'm bringing them down to $6 for these last 2 for y'all. But that starting point should have been around $10 to $12 for a strand like this in vintage Czech. I'm going to try and work on putting more things in the online store. And when I do, those are the kind of prices they're going to have to be. Like $12, $10 a strand for that. Maybe a little more even, because they are worth it for one. But it's also more work. MU33. These are super cute. These are pink opal drops. Now these drops are drilled top to bottom, not across the top. So for those of you who hate trying to work with, like, sometimes briolettes or drops have that tiny little top drilled portion, these are not top drilled. These are drilled through, and these are gorgeous pink opal drops. They're $3 each. Really nice quality pink opal. There are 24 of them available, and they are so pretty. So pretty. And size-wise, they are approximately 10.5 millimeters by 11. Look at that one. Sandra says, hi all, I'm a little late. You are a little late, Sandra. We're almost done. But thank you for joining us. We started a little earlier today too, as far as starting this selling show, because I had a headache and people weren't too chatty, and I didn't have much to talk about today. My day was appointments and doing things that everything but what was on my checklist is pretty much my day. But thank you for joining us. How has your day been? Hope you've been doing well today. That was MU33. We're on MU34 coming up. And MU34 is beautiful blue Peruvian opal. Come on. The tag doesn't want to come out of the bag. Blue Peruvian opal. And there are 3 of these. These are nuggets, simple cut, faceted nuggets. Blue Peruvian opal. And it says, William, you need to try and get some sleep to beat that headache. I have been sleeping, I've been sleeping in longer than I should be sleeping in, probably. But I also I'm not sleeping well. And I think that's one of my biggest problems is the last few nights in my dreams, I have been running from things. So last night I was back at see, here I go. I said I had nothing to talk about. Now I'm getting into dreams. Last night I was back at my home that I grew up in, probably because I've been talking about that a good bit on the lives. And we were running from people. It was me, I think Andrew, and my friend that I've known since kindergarten. And we were in the backyard, but the backyard was it turned into this video game where as long as we kept moving, they couldn't see us, but we had to keep moving. And if we stopped, then they could see us and find out where we were. So we had to keep running, and we could run right beside them and they wouldn't know we were there. But if we accidentally stopped or didn't run fast enough, they could see us. So we were running. I was running in my dream so much. And the night before was kind of the same thing. I forget what happened, but it was one of those things it never ended. It was just constant all night long that I was fighting people or running. These are about 16.5 millimeters by 23.7, by the way. We've sold 6 of the pink opals. That means we have 18 of them left. If anybody's interested, thank you so much. And says, stress is the worst. It will screw your body in so many ways. I really believe that, and I know that that's true. I believe stress was the cause of my AFib. I believe that stress and anxiety was probably the cause of my vitiligo, or at least triggering that vitiligo to come out in me, because it does run in my family, and they're not sure if it's hereditary necessarily or not. But I think the stress that I grew up with had a big part to do with that. And yeah. And it says, yeah, I get that. My sleep has been poor lately and with not feeling well. I'm sure. And I've been so caught up with allergies, I feel like I can barely breathe when I go to sleep. I keep forgetting to put my nose strips on. And even my nose strips, when I do put them on, have not helped much. You can see it. I know you can tell how nasally I am. And when I put the nose strip on, it's like I almost did nothing. It's like I almost did nothing. These are S-word crystal, little mini rondelles or heishis, whatever. I don't know what they call these. But they're 3.5 millimeters wide by about 6.5 millimeters. And I don't know the color on these. I don't know what that color is. It's kind of a tangerine. It's an orangey color. I don't think it's the Pad Paradshaw because that's a little bit different. But I don't know S-word crystal colors very well. Maybe some of y'all do. But it looks like it's kind of a tangerine color to me. And I have 22 of these, and they're only $2 each. Sandra says, because Andrew's gone and you're running around trying to get everything done. Very possibly. And still not feeling like I can. I feel like I'm not keeping up. But I got some stuff done today that I'm proud of. And I just have to go with that. And I think tonight, I was going to try and work later into the night tonight, but I think I'm going to take the evening off a little bit and eat my pizza and kind of chill out and let things fall where they may. You know, everything can't just fall apart, right? Surely not. These are old carnelian, and they're little shells. They're hand-carved old carnelian shells. These were carved in Afghanistan. They're from Afghanistan, and they were $22 each, and they are $20 each now. There are 5 of them available. They're really pretty. They're hand-carved from Afghanistan. Beautiful, beautiful beads. Old carnelian. I know these are more pricey. These are kind of on the pricier end of things for 4 beads for $20, but $5 a bead. But for hand carved and for old, I don't think that's really a bad price, honestly, if you know what they are, right? And if you use them in that spirit. Generally, they're a mix of sizes. I'm just going to grab this one, and it's about 10.5 by about 18. Let's say 17. 10.5 by 17. But they're super duper pretty. I love these. I love old things like this. Love old things like this. And I just love that they've been hand carved and that personal energy went into them. And it's just super pretty. Old carnelian. I don't know, again, if it's ancient carnelian. I don't think it's necessarily that. But it is older generally than vintage or antique. Or at least falls into the antique before the ancient category. Donna says, you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Yeah, I'm not great at that either. Andrew and I both are not great at that. So when we are together, it's kind of, it's not great that way. But I'm trying to get a little bit better and realize that I can take a day off once in a while. And says, those old carnelian card beads are really pretty. I also love old things. Yeah, I think they're super pretty. And like I said, I can't bring the price down too much more on those because I think they're priced well for what they are. And, you know, sometimes the price is what the price is, right? And there's not much we can do, and we have to use the beads in the spirit of that price. And I think that's the thing to keep in mind. I have a hard time with that because, like we talk about, we didn't grow up with a lot of money. We still don't have a lot of money. But, you know, things are worth, you know, that money sometimes. And that's just the way that it is. Right? For me, you know, I feel like I have to justify prices, but there are people in this world who wouldn't bat an eye at that. And that's what I got to keep in mind because they are worth it. And you use the things in the spirit of the price that they are. I've been trying to be better about that because I do have to talk about that past trauma with money and all that. And we definitely had it in my family. My mother grew up eating, you know, I've talked about this, eating groundhog and things because her father had to shoot things to live. They didn't have money for groceries sometimes. And they grew up with that, and they kind of passed that along to me. But even though my grandparents ended up doing pretty well for themselves, but we always had that kind of money is hard to come by feeling, and trying to get that out of my head, because while it is, sometimes it isn't for everybody. So why does it always have to be, right? Manifesting easier things is my goal. Susan says, old things are awesome. Right? I think so. This is vintage Czech. This is old Czech glass. These are about 7.5 millimeter drooks. They are the red matte with that beautiful blue metallic flash. They are $6 a strand. 2 strands available left. MU37. MU38 are some really nice aquamarine chunky beads. Donna says, I love old things. Me too. Aquamarine, chunky chunks, beautiful beads, approximately, let's say 18.5 by 21.5, at least for that first one. They're $6 each. This is from a nice high-end strand. 4 of them available. High-end aquamarine chunky beads, faceted, simple cut. MU38, $6 each, 4 of them available. MU39. Are these Ava Motherwell vintage German glass yellow flowers? There are, I don't know. Let me see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. There are 20 flowers on each strand. And these flowers are approximately 8.5 millimeters. Vintage German glass, $6 for the strand. That's what she prices them. We keep her price on those things. And they're very well detailed little flowers too, if you can see that. Beautiful little buttercups. MU39, 1 strand of it. MU40, and I actually have a bonus one today because I overcounted. So we're going to do 41 tonight. Andrew would be in agony because we did an odd number. These are $4 each. These are rutilated quartz. So you'll see very fine rutils in these. And hopefully they're coming across on camera. I can see them. I'm hoping you can all see them. Very fine rutils. This is another high-end strand, but these are only $4 each, which is a really good deal, I think. Beautiful rutilated quartz. Again, simple cut faceted. That one has a lot of them, so you can see them more. But they're all really fine like that. Norma says, don't worry about it, Andrew, right? Exactly. Exactly. So there are 6 of these available. Beautiful clear. And the quartz quality is very, I mean, like, look how clear a lot of that is, except for those rutils in there. Rutilated quartz, $4 each. 6 of them available. We've sold 39. Thank you so much. Those are those little buttercups. Appreciate that. And so that was 40. And 41 is Daisy Spacers. So back to the spacers that we started with today. These are a different one than we had. These ones look like this. This is these ones are a little bit more golden yellow. They're more yellow than the other golden ones earlier today. They're a deeper color yellow, and they look like this, each one, and then the edges look like this. They alternate the small and large little baubles on there, and there are 17 vials, 17 bottles available of them. Tubes is the word I'm looking for. They are 6 millimeters each. How many ways can I say tube without saying tube? They're $3 a tube, 17 tubes available. And that, my friends, is the show for tonight. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm not going to flip the camera around because I'm going to go because my head needs some rest and medicine. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We really, really do appreciate it and all of the support. If you saw something you liked tonight, please take down the lot number, send it to us in an email at info@allegorygallery.com. It is first come, first serve. I am going to go now and do the spreadsheeting before my headache gets worse and send out the invoices, hopefully tonight. If not, the invoices may come out tomorrow morning, depending on my headache. So thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. We are so grateful for you. And I will see you back here after work, after I come home from the store tomorrow, with more goodies for you. So we'll see you then.